So Pisces, I don't know if you realized that yesterday was Friday, October 31st, which if you invert the 31st, it could be considered Friday the 13th. And it was Halloween. I just feel like I didn't realize that when I filmed that video, that it would come out on that day and that it would be set up like that. But I just looked at the calendar and I'm like, I'm trying to calculate how many more videos I have to do for the week. And I'm like, wow. I said, I wonder which one of these is going to come out on Halloween. And it was the one that I just filmed about crumbling alliances. So if you didn't watch that, it definitely gave off some like weird energy. I would suggest just making sure that you keep your grass cut, making sure that you keep your yard clean. You know, I hope you ain't dibbling and dabbling in nothing negative. I don't think you guys are, but I'm just putting it out there. All right. Cause it's kind of crazy. It was like weird to me because it was something very like eerie about that reading, probably because of the deck. This Edgar Allan Poe deck is crazy, but, it was still, even besides that, it was like this kind of ominous energy. There's an ominous energy that's very foreboding and like a cloud in the distance. Like you're sitting out in the park on a sunny day and you see this huge storm cloud in the distance that looks really nasty, gnarly. The wind starts blowing, the sun starts going behind the clouds, and you like, hey, I think it's time for us to go on and head out. Okay, I think it's time for us to go on and head out because it's looking a little too icky for me. And that could be kind of like a situation that you're in. Like you may have been dealing with some people or hanging around some people that like the energy started to be off, and you started to be like, I think this is my cue to exit. Kind of like when your spirit team, your spirit guides, like you're at a party, they tell you to leave and then all of a sudden they start shooting. You get what I'm saying? That type of situation feels like what you guys have been dealing with. And because the energy felt very ominous. So what I'm going to tell you, just because I don't know what's even going to be happening around the time that I film this. It's October 29th at 11:45 a.m. a Wednesday. But by the time that this comes out, I don't know what the energy is going to be and how things will transpire, because it feels like even if things look a certain way 1 minute, they could quickly change. That's what I feel. So it's very ominous, okay? What is the message, guardian angels, archangels, spirit guides, and ancestors of the highest vibration, Father, Mother, God, for Pisces? Watching now or later, you guys be sure to like and subscribe to continue to catch the vibe. If you want to get deeper messages, I just did an almost 3-hour long reading for members that are messages from your higher self, and it was a lot in that reading. Check that out if you want any of my services, which I offer prayers. If you want me to pray for you and your family members, loved ones, with good intentions behind it. I'm not going to pray for any of y'all if I feel like your intentions are, or what you're asking for in the prayer is wrong or not something that I need to be involved in. Just keeping it 100 so you don't waste your money. But if you want me to pray for you, do a reading for you. If you want to be a pen pal and talk to me about things that are on your chest right now, feel free. The link is in the description box for all my services. But yeah, just, engage with the content, you guys. It's really helpful. What is the message, Spirit, for Pisces? What does Pisces need to know at this time? Heart to heart. So somebody wants to have a conversation with you, Pisces. They want to have some type of deep, meaningful communication with you. This discussion could involve secrets. This discussion could involve private situations, intimate things. But also there's a need to be blunt. There's a need to be honest, or somebody could be being very blunt and honest with you. Okay. SOS, distress, act with urgency, assistance is needed. So someone is sending out a distress signal to you. Again, foreboding energy. It's very ominous. It's like the thunder, the lightning, and the storm clouds are the distress signal or the warning of the storm to come. So there could be some type of signs, synchronicities, omens, ominous omens, right? Like you could see just some random crow on a stop sign at the intersection and it feels like it's looking at you. You get what I'm saying? But there's some type of sign or synchronicity that shows up right before someone wants to have an open, blunt and honest, deep conversation, heart to heart with you. Okay. Somebody could also be coming to tell you that they are in distress. They need help. They need you to act with some type of urgency. And then we have love bombing though. Overly attentive, showered with affection, personal gain. So this is the thing. You're going to have to figure out why somebody is wanting you to act so urgently. Why do they want you to move so quickly? Why are they in such distress? What is going on? You're going to have to get to the bottom of the situation, because this has been coming out as far as like an energy that's just in the air for a very long time. I feel like if someone does want to have a heart-to-heart conversation with you and they aren't in some type of distress or panic on the surface, this warning is for you to understand that this conversation has some type of nefarious intent behind it, whether it's just personal gain and they are a love bomber, or whether they want something from you that could put you at a detriment. Spirit is going to warn you about talking to someone, even period in general, like having a conversation with them, because they may be trying to use this conversation to manipulate you. Fork in the road and childish. You're going to have to make a decision when it comes to dealing with this person, because they're either being childish or they have a tendency to be childish. Maybe they acted very childish in the past. You may not be able to trust this person. They may be very immature. And they make immature decisions. We have new job and tarot reading. Maybe you're getting a job as a tarot reader. Maybe some of you guys are finding some type of spiritual employment. Judgment is on this tarot reading card. So there could be a decision being made, or a decision, of course, that you have to make. But it kind of feels like a more psychic decision, spiritual decision. It just feels like... So there's an opportunity here for you that is meant to be. Look at that. Spirit is giving you guidance. There's an upgrade in your life. See what this looks like to me. A lot of you guys are having some type of upgrade happen in your life that is meant to happen right now when it comes to whatever it is that you're doing with your life. And your spirit team is guiding you to understand through different signs and synchronicities that this opportunity is not only meant to be and has been preordained or created for you, but they're also trying to warn you of someone who wants to gain something from you by creating some type of difficulty when it comes to making this very specific decision about your future and how you're going to move forward. I feel like someone is being childish, and it's causing, it's either showing you that you need to make a decision to leave somebody behind because they're immature, or it's like, it's just showing you that if I don't know, if you don't make a decision, there's going to be some type of immature behavior, or whatever you choose to do. Somebody may react or respond very immaturely, right? This could even be a conversation that you have with a person where you're like, hey, I have this opportunity and I want to take it. And then they start acting weird, or they don't want to take your conversation in this serious moment seriously. I don't know. But we have school here. Someone could be in school. This could also be a child. Again, somebody childish. This could also be a situation with your children, and you're having to make a decision and possibly have a heart-to-heart conversation with a person. I guess this could have been foretold or foreseen in the future. Maybe somebody else got a reading done, but we have deadline. A deadline is approaching. Also, a deadline could be missed. Yeah, I feel like there's a time limit on a decision that needs to be made. And there could be a child involved. Like, you may need someone to watch your kids so that you can go to work. But someone is being very childish and they're making you late and kind of like ruining this opportunity. knowledge. You may be getting light of some situation that you've been going through. Things are going to start to make sense about your kid, about a school, about somebody being late. You may even get a call about attendance with your child, especially if they're in high school. You may get a call from the school because maybe somebody tried to pick your child up and they weren't supposed to. They weren't on the list. And you get a call from the school that says, hey, so-and-so is here to pick your kid up. Because they're not supposed to do that. Like, you have to have a designated list in order for a person to pick up your child from school. They can't just show up and pick your child up. That's just not how it goes. Feels like there's an emergency. There's definitely a deadline or some type of time limit that a person has as to why they feel like you need to act with urgency, or as to why you need to make a decision quickly. So either it's your deadline or someone else's deadline. If it's someone else's deadline, I definitely would be mindful of what you agreed to do, because it seems like they only want you to do something for their own personal gain. It doesn't feel like there's going to be any personal gain for you or mutual gain. It feels like it's only for that person's own best interests, that they want you to act with urgency or move quickly in a situation. What's fork in the road? Toil and labor, 38. That's an 11. 23 is a 5. Courthouse. And number 6 with mature woman. So somebody's gathering information. They're trying to get documents together. They may be preparing a case for court. This could also just be trying to get identification, ID, passport, social security, green card. Hell, I don't know. It's documents that you have to go to the courthouse to get, or that you have to go to a government building to obtain, require, or process. This could even be like a class action lawsuit where people are trying to find, the lawyers are trying to find people who qualify to be a part of it. There could be some type of information being compiled regarding like dangerous conditions in a like nursing home. This could be dangerous working conditions in a job. This could be dangerous conditions or unsanitary conditions in like a nursing home. Someone's home could be being condemned. It's like there's an unsafe environment. This could also be documents regarding someone who is being deemed as an unfit parent, because there's a child and a woman in that card. This could be someone's attendance at school. Like, there could be documents being filed or information being obtained like through an investigation, because somebody's child has a lot of absences in school. It's just like, you, whatever this is, you have to make a decision about which way you're going to go, because either you're standing here stagnant and nothing is happening because you're just standing here and you're not making a decision, or whatever road that you've been on isn't really going anywhere and you have to make a choice about what you're going to do next. One more card for fork in the road, toil and labor. Fork in the road, toil and labor. Sudden wealth, child. One more. Ooh, thoughts. $16, 11. Honestly, I feel like it was just this 11, this sudden wealth. That was supposed to be the card. But we have 34 and 9. Occupation, change, thoughts. Two sevens though as well. 34 is a 7, 16 is a 7, 11 is just 11 with the sudden wealth, and 38 is an 11. So 11, 11, 7, 7, and 9. That's crazy. It's like, if you look at this card, this man is thinking about this woman, and it looks like the woman in this painting is the same woman here. So there could be a masculine thinking about a feminine's like business, their hobbies, their occupation, or their day-to-day activities, like what they do every day, how they spend their day, what they're missing, what they don't know, the missing piece to the puzzle, some type of creative block, writer's block. There could be someone here who's moving or deciding to move because they feel like it would benefit their business, or they feel like it would benefit their career. I feel like someone's home or their living arrangement is putting some type of restriction or hindrance on a person's livelihood or their ability to be successful in their business. Like, it's like somebody's trying to figure out what's the missing piece to the puzzle. And interestingly enough, the sudden wealth card has 777 on it, and we have all these sevens. So somebody could be born in July. They could be a Cancer or a Leo. They could also be born in November, which means they could be a Scorpio or a Sagittarius. Also, we have the number 9, which is September, which is either Virgo or Libra. So we've already passed Virgo season and Libra season. We're in Scorpio season going into Sagittarius season. And then July is Cancer. I almost said June. July is Cancer and Leo next year. We also had the mature woman, which is a 6. And the courthouse card, which is a 30 or a 23. And that would be a 5. So May, June, and July. Taurus, Gemini, Cancer, Leo, Scorpio, Virgo, Libra, Sagittarius. This could be an older woman who has to possibly figure out what she's going to do because she needs to find some type of work or something like that. I don't know. It's like something about work here. Somebody's job, someone's business. Change is indicative of like moving, relocating. It usually signifies an upgrade or some type of increase, but you can't take the things that you had before with you. But it's like it does indicate that you're moving to a bigger place, a house, a nicer place, a safer neighborhood, safer community, a better environment, better schools, things like that. I feel like some of you could be popping up in a person's mind, and they're thinking about whatever unfinished business that they have with you because there's something that's about to happen in your life that's going to change your life. And someone's going to find out about it maybe through the grapevine. I know I'm getting a lot of weird messages, but it kind of feels like someone is finding out that you're doing well for yourself. And now they want to come in with all of these like heart-to-heart conversations and messages. New job, you get what I'm saying? Like, I feel like somebody's thinking that they would be able to come into some type of wealth or fortune without having to work for it because they're thinking about how you changed your life, and maybe they want to mooch off you. Maybe they want to ask you for a favor. Maybe they want to copy your strategy, but it kind of feels like someone's making a decision to reach out and communicate with you about everything that's been going on in their life, because they feel like for some reason, due to your connection to wealth or due to you recently like coming up in the world, that they would be able to like get ahead or gain something through, you know, getting information or being around you or something like that. What is this childish card? Y'all be sure to like the video, you guys. Thank you. Oh my God. 23, the courthouse. Somebody's having some type of legal issues because they're childish. They refuse to act maturely about their life. The Lovers, another 6. And 33. Somebody is finding out that whoever they had a child with or whoever they fell in love with is very much so immature. There could also be a person here who's just worried about their kid, like growing up, dating, getting into relationships. Some of you could just be having conversations with your kids about growing up, internet scams, love bombing. You could be warning your kids against gold diggers, whether they're male or female. I don't think you have anything to worry about, though. Like, if you have a kid who's kind of like special needs, autistic, ADHD, a developmental disorder or something like that. You may have gotten some type of weird sign or a weird feeling that you need to have the talk with your kid. Yeah, distant horizons. So you found out something is going on overseas, or something is going on across the country, or something is going on in a place that you would need a plane, a boat, a train, or some type of major transportation to get to. I said major communication by accident. You may find out that someone is taking a trip. Someone is trying to buy tickets or take a trip. They may be taking a child with them. There could be some of you who are grandmothers who are taking care of your grandchildren because the parent is very immature, whether it's your child or your in-law, whoever your child ended up having kids with. You may be offering to take the child so that they can stay in a steady like neighborhood or school system, and you're getting the documents together, maybe from the parent, but it's like whoever this parent is making it hard, especially if you're an older woman. It feels like a kid that's always got some type of get rich quick scheme. Like your kid always comes to you. They're grown and they're like, oh my God, I'm going to do this and it's going to be so great and I'm going to make a lot of money. But it's like you think about how this person always ends up in a dead end situation. And there's more evidence to support that this person's head is kind of in the clouds. This could be how somebody feels about you. You could be doing something really new and innovative that's not really been done before, and your family, your mother specifically, maybe your parents or someone in your family who's older than you doesn't really believe in what you do because it's not something that they grew up doing. Like kids these days who are like, oh, well, what do you do for work? I'm a TikToker. I'm a content creator. I read tarot cards. I do whatever this is online. I'm a trader. You get what I'm saying? People who do the whole Bitcoin thing, cryptocurrency, like all of these new Aquarian professions are things that literally could be a bust or a dead end job, just like the other generations prior to this generation and how you had people going door to door selling fucking vacuums. That doesn't really exist anymore, right? Sales is going to continue forever. Prostitution is an age-old profession, but like the different ways that these professions transmute, like people aren't really on the street anymore as much as they used to be to get clientele. They're on OnlyFans. You get what I'm saying? So there's something about like the way that you do what you do and how innovation has transpired and evolution has transpired that makes someone around you who is an elder to you very concerned about whether or not you're actually like doing something or if your head is in the clouds. And because it hasn't been successful, or you may have hit a few brick walls, they may not believe in you or feel like you are doing the right thing. Right? That's the dynamic. So I don't know if you're the older parent, grandparent, and you're concerned about your child or grandchild going down the wrong path. I don't know if you're the child or the grandchild or the new generation innovating. You could be a millennial and you could have parents who were born in the 50s and the 60s. It's possible. I have that experience. And what I do as a profession is not something that necessarily is, I would say, respected by my family. It's tolerated, but it's not elevated or lifted up or I'm not going to say that for everybody, but in the older generation, when I tell people what I do, they're kind of like, okay, like they don't know what the fuck I'm talking about, either because it's tarot or because it's online. You know, like you can make money doing that, you know, like I feel that here. I feel the judgment. I feel the criticism. I feel the distress or worry or concern that someone has, that whoever they are dealing with here has their head in the clouds. But I also feel this level of ignorance to where there's like a lack of understanding. So some of you could be that older parent who watches your child or grandchild kind of fumble through life. Like, okay. Like some of you could actually have a child with your you could have a child who has a child and you're concerned about your grandkid because like maybe they're about to turn 5 and they need to be in school and this person doesn't have a steady place to live because whatever their profession is makes them travel around, and it's not a very feasible way to raise a kid, right? This could be a content creator who is a mother who does van life or car life videos. I live in my van and travel with my kid, but your kid is about to start school. So I don't know, right? Because you could be on the side of positivity as the older person, watching out for your grandkid and wanting them to have a stable place to feel safe and secure. I get that as well. But I also feel like some of you could be the young people innovating and inventing new ways of doing things that kind of are unstable right now, but that actually have some type of foothold in the future and how things will transpire. And you have older people who don't understand, or small-minded people who don't understand, that aren't really very supportive of what you do or don't really take seriously what it is that you do. I see both sides. Okay. Pathway again. And the mature woman. So some type of tumultuous situation that feels like you may have felt like you were shackled in this situation. You may have felt like you were trapped. The road may have been very rough, very rocky. It could have been a very tough start to get something off the ground, but it's taking off, or it's getting off the ground. You could also be an older person who's wanting to innovate and stay up to date with the times. Maybe a newspaper article or an author. The Times, that's a newspaper, ain't it? But you could want to stay up to date with the times and what's new, and it may have been very difficult for you to catch on because you felt like it was really childish, but now you're starting to understand it and it's getting easier for you to understand and navigate. There's a lot of different situations here. Why is this message coming up for Pisces spirit? Like, what is it that you want Pisces to know when it comes to all of this information? Ooh, Judgment. It went back in the deck. Okay, let's shuffle. Hold on. It came out, and as it was flipping out, it like slipped back in. Sometimes that happens. There's definitely knowledge that you guys are gaining, whether you're learning something new or whether you're finding out what's really been going on behind the scenes, okay, of a situation. Somebody's very concerned, though. There's a large or a great deal of concern, a heavy focus on somebody being worried about someone or concerned about someone or something. But I'm not sure that concern is completely warranted in the way that someone perceives it to be. Oh my God, the Tower again, Judgment, Scorpio energy. Okay, clearly, Spirit. What is it that you're trying to convey to Pisces in this message? Oh my God. The Three of Wands. It happened again. The Three of Swords and the King of Pentacles. Now, I'm going to go through and show you the Judgment card just so you can see how similar it is to this Three of Wands. Maybe they didn't want it to come out because it's like a few exposed people on the card, but I'm going to show you what it looks like just briefly so you can understand the similarities. Both cards have this typhoon or whatever this tornado is in the water. You see how they're very similar, okay? And they're both containing boats. All right. But this Three of Wands talks about like somebody trying to navigate through this storm. It kind of feels like a mirror image when I see this card. It's so weird. Aries energy strongly with this Three of Wands. So there could be an Aries involved in this situation born in March. You also have the Three of Swords, which could be Libra or I don't know. And then you have the King of Pentacles. Y'all be sure to like the video, you guys. If you're watching and you like the video, keep the flow of energy going, okay? Don't be the blockage in the flow. Now, the Three of Swords is from the Telltale Heart, which revolves around a very, very dreadfully nervous man who lives with an old man. Perhaps because of his nervous condition, the man becomes obsessed with the old man's eye, an eye which he describes as that of a vulture. My goodness. The eye drives the man mad, and he unalives the older man. After the incident, the narrator believes that the old man's eye would no longer trouble him. He dismembers the old man and places his, situation parts beneath the wooden floor. This illustration deviates slightly from the iconography in our suit of swords, as it features wooden spears instead of knives. So something that may not be a traditional weapon or a traditional way of attacking a situation is being highlighted. So again, like I said earlier about the profession or the career of, young people, possibly. So it deviates from the original like imagery of the swords cards because it features the wooden spears instead of knives. Poe's Telltale Heart is one of the most famous works. So presenting the image in a unique way that stays true to the story is the goal. The image features what you see on the card, set inside a broken wooden floor. 3 wooden planks impale what you see. Yes. The chariot is under here. Interesting. And then you have the 3 of Wands. And in the 3 of Wands, in MS Found in a Bottle, the story's narrator sets sail for Batavia, modern-day Jakarta, Indonesia, when a strong sandstorm or simoom drives him toward the southern pole. His ship runs into the galleon, and the narrator jumps on board. He takes writing materials from the captain's cabin and records his adventures in an old journal. The galleon is driven by ghosts. Oh, good Lord. It's driven by ghosts who know that there's doom awaiting them in the southern pole. The galleon is caught in a whirlpool. Only the manuscript survives oblivion as the narrator throws it overboard before drowning. In this image, a man on the ship holds a candle. He spots a large dark galleon in the distance. Galleon? I don't know. There's a bright candle burning at the stern of the ship, which has been destroyed by a storm at sea. Atop the galleon's mast pole, we see another candle burning. Between the man's ship and the galleon, a dramatic whirlpool threatens to devour them. But it's crazy though, because it's like it's 2 ships. I'm just reading, y'all. Like the video. That's crazy. It looks so pretty when it's big. Yeah, the 3 of Wands can be considered a law of attraction card. As you think, so you become. Right. It's like this man's ship is the same as... It's like a mirror image to me. That's what I was saying. Ooh. Believe in your vision and you can achieve anything. Your potential is limitless. You're seizing new opportunities and planning the steps to reach your goals. It's time to put your plan into action. The road ahead isn't as frightening as it once was. You know there will be challenges, but you're confident that you can meet them head on. Take this time to expand on what you've already created. The potential exists for you to build your empire. Create a long-term strategy that works. Yes, baby girl, what is it? That's crazy. And then the 3 of Swords says heartache is here. The pain you feel cuts deep and is like nothing you've ever felt before. You might be separated from a lover by a great distance. You may not see each other for a very long time, and this hurts. You feel lonely and saddened. Breakups are another manifestation of this energy. A serious relationship might be over. You feel angry and devastated. You could be estranged by a family member who hurt you. Betrayal in the form of a cheating partner could occur. The only way to overcome your grief is to face it head on. Feel your pain, shed your tears. As they say, the path out of hell is straight through. The tornado, okay, or whirlpool, okay, is straight through it. You could experience physical pain or abuse. If you're experiencing turmoil and trauma in a relationship, get help right away. It may be hard to see the positive side of your situation, but remember that your pain is temporary. Your sadness might linger, but it will never be as painful as it is right now. So I feel like you are moving past some type of pain that you feel regarding a situation that has required you to be very determined, stick to a strategy, and not get distracted by other people's perception of whatever it is that you're doing. Okay? I feel like the King of Pentacles is saying that you are going to reach your goal. Or someone here in this predicament is going to reach their goal. But it definitely feels like there's this, I don't know. It feels like there's this like difficult time. The pathway card indicates that as well. There's like this very difficult time that you've been through when it comes to like cultivating a business, building something, like people perceiving you a certain way. It's like people are treating you based on their perception of you. So if you have older people in your life and you're younger, of a newer generation, or more I'm struggling to speak. If you're of a more innovative generation, or a generation of people who are creating the future, you have to deal with the kind of like persecution and chastising, engagement, possible judgment of the older generation before you, because they don't understand what you understand. And that's always how it is. It's like if you're a millennial, all of the is it Gen X? All the Gen Xers and the baby boomers didn't fuck with you because they thought you were crazy. And now it's like you're getting to the point where as a millennial, you may see the new generation as crazy, and like, it's just, that's the way it is. But it kind of feels like Spirit is telling you that the pain that you feel from maybe not having support from people in your endeavors, and, even people who tried to sabotage you, it's like you may have had parents, you wanted to start a business, right? And maybe your parents supported all your other siblings, or they support everybody else, but they don't support you, right? I've had situations where my uncle will tell me all the stories about people that he'll just randomly help on the side of the road. But it's like, nigga, when I got 3 kids and I'm trying to work 2 jobs and I'm asking for a little help with rent because I've done everything I can, you act like, oh, well, you need to figure it out. And it's like, you could help my cousins, bail them out. You could co-sign them on cars. You could do all of this stuff to set them up for success. But me, I don't get that. I don't know if it's because they're boys and I'm girls. I don't know if it's because you don't like the fact that I didn't do what you wanted me to do in my life. But it's always been like that. And it's kind of like, whenever we talk about it, it's like I can't ever say how I feel, because then you feel attacked because I'm telling the truth in my perception, but I gotta shut up and listen to you tell the truth about your perception. It's like it feels like that. It just kind of, and I'm not making it about me. Like, some of you could be people who have kids that are getting of age and they're about to go away to college, or they just went away to college, or it's like you have a child leaving the house, starting a business, or maybe they're in high school and they're becoming more independent and they don't want to spend Saturday night watching movies with you. They want to go out with their friends. Like, there's something here that's different or innovative about what someone is doing that a person does not support. And it's either because whoever that is not very responsible and they're putting like a minor child at risk, or it's a situation where whoever that person is who doesn't support the new way of doing things is kind of stuck in their ways. So we have the King of Cups and the Nine of Pentacles. I don't know. Doing something independently on your own. It looks like the King of Cups is emotionally mature. What's the Three of Wands with this message? Like, what is this? The Strength card, Leo energy. I don't know who the fuck is coming down the street. Yeah, this requires bravery. Just because someone else's fate was a certain way doesn't mean your fate is going to be that way. I feel like a lot of you guys are doing things that, like, people around you never expected you to do. Yeah, look at this. Six of Wands and the High Priestess. Your intuition is telling you that something is going to work out. And there's the garbage truck. And I just honestly believe that you guys have a lot of people who don't believe that you're going to be able to succeed when it comes to something that you're doing. And I feel like they've betrayed you. Because it's something about your light irritated their demons. Something about your spirit, something about you that you really didn't have any control over because of their own issues irritated them to the point where they tried to, like, cut you down. But I feel like you're overcoming that, or you overcame that anyway, and you have succeeded in doing something that no one ever thought you could do, no one ever imagined would be possible. And I feel like you've done it on your own, or you did it in the shadows, like in secret, while everyone else was, like, too busy focusing on other things. What's the Strength card? Or that's what some of you will do in the near future. That may be what some of your kids are going to do. Three of Cups. So we have the Three of Swords, Three of Wands, Three of Cups. Aries or Pisces born in March. We also have Leo, maybe born on August 3rd. Possibly a Cancer that's on the cusp of Leo and Cancer, born like July, at the end of July. Or a Libra. Possibly the Ten of Cups and the World. I feel like the only person who really there was only one person who actually supported you in your family. It could have been a Leo, could have been a Cancer. Like, the illusion of your family celebrating you, or the illusion of your family supporting you, is something that you know is an illusion, right? Like the love, the support, the togetherness. Oh, we are here for each other. We come together. You know that's bullshit. Because they don't support you with what it is that you do. But everybody else gets supported. Everybody else gets shout outs. You hear about everybody else and they mama and what they doing. But nobody really, like, talks about what you do. Nobody really comes together to have people support what you do. So it's like, you know that the congratulations or whatever the fuck this is fake. This could also be a situation where when you succeed in doing something that people didn't believe that you could do, they're going to come together and celebrate you. But it's going to be like, wow, I didn't expect that you would actually succeed. Congrats. Like, bitch, why the fuck would I want your congratulations? And I'm like, okay, it's all cool, but, like, something is taking off. Something is successful. This is something that nobody thought you could do, or no one in your family or history or bloodline has ever been able to do. You're coming out of a rough patch. Things are starting to improve. And it's just kind of like, there's proof or there's history that backs up your intuition when it comes to like the people in the crowd not all being on your team. Like that's what it feels like to me. It's like there's an illusion of celebration because 10 minus 3 is 7. That's 7 cups. That could be an illusion. Like you're not sure if they're really for you or against you. The 6 of Wands can be indicative of people in the crowd supporting you and cheering you on, but not everyone actually cheering for you. I know we just did a reading with the Fool card that came out in the Edgar Allan Poe deck, and that was like, oh, somebody smiles in your face, but they're smiling in your face because they're about to hug you and they have a knife held behind your back. Like they're happy that you're about to fail, or they're happy that, you know, they're about to take you down. But to you, it's like the perception of something. Somebody's trying to give off the perception that they maybe supported you this whole time, or that they always knew you could do it. Oh, I always knew you would figure it out. No, the fuck you didn't. You were rooting against me. You were betting against me. You were placing bets against me. Because if you're not, that's what I tell y'all all the time. If you're going to sit here and watch the video and you're not going to support the channel in any way, I'm not saying you have to feel obligated to give me money. That is not what the fuck I'm saying. But if you cannot subscribe, like the video, maybe leave a comment every now and then, maybe donate if you can. If you can't do any of that, listen here, fuck you. You can get the fuck on. You can exit expeditiously, bitch. Because if you're not with me, you're against me. If you're not supporting me for real on a genuine level, then you are hindering me. Literally. I'm not saying you gotta do any of that shit, but I would prefer you not be here. If you can't do something as small as hitting a fucking button for free. Fuck you. I'm back on my bullshit and I'm being straight up. And this is a sign and a show to the Pisces who've been through this type of shit where nobody's ever supported them and they like to sit around and gather and get their popcorn and watch Pisces trip and fall. Fuck you. That is for all of the Pisces who've been through that. That is why I go so hard. It's for those people who come here without having their teeth pulled to do something very simple. And I know the algorithm acts the way it acts. I know that the UI of this platform is shitty and you may like the video and then it removes your like. I'm not talking about y'all. Stop being paranoid. Stop being anxious. I'm talking about the people who sit there, watch my content back to back, and do not fucking support me. But they want to come here and try to gain something from my gifts and abilities. Pisces ain't going for that shit no more. I don't care if you're a cross watcher who's got your panties or your drawers in a bunch, or you got a broomstick up your ass because you want to cross watch a Pisces who's winning and you're mad and you don't want to support me because of that. Get your fucking priorities straight. You sound crazy while you sitting here trying to make me seem like I sound crazy for saying that you're wrong for that behavior. I'm not. I'm very sane. But you watch me because you want to see the demise of a Pisces, or maybe personally you want to see my demise. And then you don't support, not knowing that trying to push me down doesn't even benefit you. It actually hinders you. High Priestess, remember that. And I'm not saying that it makes me special. I'm just saying you don't treat people like that. And what I feel for those of you who are still here resonating with this reading is that somebody tried to make it seem like you weren't going to succeed, or like, you know, this could even be like people talking amongst themselves, gossiping in the peanut gallery about whether or not you were going to be able to complete some type of feat or do something. And they're like, oh, I don't know. Everybody's talking on the phone. They in the group chat. Is Pisces going to be able to do it? Pisces going to be able to do it? And it's like, don't come over here trying to suck my ass as soon as you see I did it, acting like you were always there, because you weren't. High Priestess says that your intuition was already telling you that somebody was only waiting to see if you were going to succeed before they showed public support for you, or before they shouted you out. And that's cool. But what you need to know is, like, when that type of stuff happens, you can't just give those people a hug and thank them at the awards ceremony. You just can't. Because if they really was down with you, they would have been down with you in the trenches. When you were digging it out the mud, getting it out the mud. They only supported you when it benefited them. You don't owe them shit. Queen of Cups, King of Pentacles, Wheel of Fortune, Ten of Pentacles. Your value is increasing. So what is this King of Pentacles over here? We didn't look at that, but now it's coming out twice. Now it's coming out twice. So this King of Pentacles is the story of the domain of Arnheim or Arnheim. And in the story, a wealthy man named Ellison wants to create a supreme majesty, supreme majesty and dignity of the poetic sentiment. He realizes his dream by building a castle and surrounding gardens that he dubs Arnheim. Okay, so this is the castle of Arnheim, I guess. Ellison's gardens are indescribably beautiful. He believes that in landscape arrangements alone is the physical nature susceptible of imagination. He believes he can build a life of happiness by taming the landscape around him. Ellison embodies the energy of the King of Pentacles in building a kingdom rife with crystal clear waters, colorful flowers, and tightly manicured grasses. Although Ellison has the potential to become dangerously obsessed with bringing his vision into reality, we can applaud his dedication and passion. In this image, an accomplished and proud Ellison stands in front of his castle. Blue, red, yellow, and white flowers symbolize his intelligence, pure intentions, passion, and kingly disposition. A flag featuring a scarab beetle hangs from the top of the castle, representing his wealth. Glassy water surrounds the castle, and an eagle sits upon his forearm, symbolizing his ability to tame all that is wild. So this shows with the King of Pentacles that you overcame this tidal wave or whatever this tsunami, this whirlpool tornado thing was in the ocean that basically could have swallowed you up, or like whatever this is like you having the courage to basically be brave and stand up against all odds for what you believe in. They talked about intelligence, pure intentions, passion, and kingly or royal disposition. That's why we always in this deck get the royalty card, because you have that nature and it is exemplified in what you have built. But what you have built is a symbol of the Three of Wands, which is the turmoil that you went through, on top of the betrayal of close people to you. People, whether it was relationships with family where they didn't support you, or they laughed in your face, or they were waiting for you to fail, or whether it was romantic relationships where people were abusive towards you, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually manipulative, financially manipulative, liars, cheaters, stealers, thieves, friends who abandoned you, betrayed you, rejected you, people who just didn't support you, people who were basically showing that they were against you because they didn't stand up and say that they were for you, people who rode the fence, people who couldn't make a choice, and that's fine. But I also feel like there was this strong desire for these people to want to stay attached to you to drain your energy. It's like, it's okay. I'm not telling y'all that, something's wrong with you, or that I curse you for not liking the video or subscribing to my channel. If you don't fuck with me and I'm not your cup of tea, that's fine. It's cool. I don't have any animosity towards you. But don't sit here. It's like somebody wanted to sit in y'all's face, benefit from your energy, benefit from the benefits of your energy and what came along with that and how it radiated to their life. And they received the ripple effects of your energy without compensating you adequately or without giving you the flowers or the accolades that you deserve for what you bring energetically to the table. Right? Like, you can't sit here at my table and eat with me. You can't sit at the table with Pisces and eat with them if you didn't contribute none of the groceries or the money for the food. It's just, that's just not what we gonna do. Groceries too fucking high, bitch. You better go take your ass to the fucking food bank. You better go to Aldi's or something, which ain't nothing wrong with that if you go to Aldi's. But you're not gonna sit here and eat with me. After you tried to dismember me. Somebody may have dismembered you. So maybe you were basically rejected or kicked out of a club or a group. Or somebody didn't want you to be involved. And whatever this is that you've built has been predicted in tarot readings in the past. Or maybe you're able to see the future. We saw the High Priestess. You knew that something was going to shift because it's been predicted. You knew that what you were building was going to be successful in the future because of tarot readings or some type of psychic abilities or prophecies. Knight of Pentacles and the Lovers. Yeah. That's why you made a choice to invest in whatever this is. Maybe this is even those of you who are young or of a more innovative generation, of a newer generation, where you knew that some type of investment was foretold or foreseen to be lucrative. And maybe you got in on it and invested in it, and now it's making you very wealthy. Or that's what this tarot reading is basically saying, pretty much. Yeah, Ace of Wands and the Four of Swords. You were very motivated to achieve a goal, and you made decisions that were difficult, that you may have had to walk alone on this path while making. But you knew that what you desired, what you asked for, what you wanted was possible because it came from a pure place. It came from pure intentions. And I feel like there is a shift taking place. So what is this SOS though? Three of Wands. Wow. Again. So you need to know that there's a storm that you may have to face, or there's a storm that you've been facing. But if you believe that you can achieve whatever this is, yeah, then nothing can stop you. 9 of Wands, 9 of Cups. This is you being through the same or similar before. Like, you have a reference. I almost bit my mouth. Spirit is saying you have a reference point to be able to accomplish whatever goal that you want to achieve because you've been through something similar to it before. It just may have materialized in your life in a different way. I feel like whatever you want, put your intentions out into the universe and then see what comes back. Not everything that comes back is going to be worth your while, but I do feel that Spirit wants you to keep going. They don't want you to give up. Because you will get a response or a reply to your distress call. It may not seem like anyone hears you, but they do. Ten of Pentacles. Yeah, somebody's been waiting for a long time. 8 of Swords, 2 of Swords. Yeah, there's somebody here who is... There's definitely some type of lies or betrayal going on. to keep someone in their head. I feel like a lot of you have family members who just refuse to believe that you're telling the truth or that you'll be able to succeed when it comes to doing something that you're doing. I feel like somebody just refuses to believe it. They just expect for you to come back begging or asking for money, or like, it's just something stupid, because it's like, it's kind of like a person, it's kind of like men or women or just individuals who choose partners based off of superficial reasons and then wonder why they aren't happy in their relationships. It's like, because you keep allowing these motherfuckers to lie to your ass, goof. You get what I'm saying? It's like, if you're a man and you're, you know, a heterosexual man, or maybe, hell, you could be even LGBTQ plus, but you go out and search for relationships and you're in a more masculine energy, searching for feminine relationships with people and leading with your wallet, leading with your money. That is the intention that you put out there into the atmosphere. So you're going to get gold digging ass bitches, because that is the energetic momentum that you initiated the whole process from. If you're a woman who is going out into the world, putting out an energy that exudes a desire to only be with men or masculines who are wealthy, you may get that, but you may not get somebody who is actually of high quality. They may be very wealthy, but they may not be very loyal. They may be very wealthy, but they may not be very faithful. They may be very wealthy, but they may not be very capable of keeping their motherfucking hands, elbows, and feet and kneecaps to themselves. They may feel as if you know, have Everlast stamped on your forehead, or whatever the brand is that makes those little punching bags, and feel like they can have target practice on you. But that's because of the energy that you put out there to attract that. So there could have definitely been a lot of fear and anxiety that you've had for a long time, maybe about money or about finances or about something actually working out. And you might not have even known why. But it's because it's like you were allowing other people's influence to influence you and influence your thoughts. And it kind of feels like there's somebody here who's a little worried because they know they kind of isolated you or treated you like the black sheep, ostracized you, made you feel bad about the things that you enjoyed to do, like family members, because they expected for you to come back and need them. And it was a selfish, you know, that's why you got to be very careful about how you treat people, because you may not even realize that your subconscious thoughts are creating karmic debt for you because of the things that you think when it comes to how you think about other people. You may not even realize that the way you see other people, or the way you look down on people, the way you judge people, the way you treat people because you see them a certain way, has some type of negative effect, or has some type of negative boomerang on the results that you receive. Because I feel like a lot of you guys were in situations where you were actually coming to people because you were concerned and you just wanted to talk to them genuinely from your heart about what you feel or what's going on, or like the stresses in your life, and trying to figure out solutions. But whoever this person was coming back at you with some underhanded responses that were kind of like demeaning and degrading to your self-esteem, making you feel like something was wrong with you, constantly blaming you for problems, wanting you to do what they wanted you to do for their own benefit. It's like that type of shit. It's like when a child goes and asks someone like how they should handle a situation, and the adult in the situation gives them horrible fucking advice because it benefits that adult for that child to be confused. And you've been then moving in situations with that in mind this entire time. That's why you have to deal with your childhood trauma. Because you got to go back into your memories and really see if things that you were told and things that you will remember are being viewed from the right vantage point, and that your perspective is the correct vantage point. You have to go back and view it from other vantage points. So if you had a situation as a child, you got to go back and view it from your sister's vantage point, your brother's vantage point. What were they seeing? What were they doing? What were they doing? How could they benefit? How could your mom or dad or aunt or uncle or cousin benefit? Don't just see it from the victim perspective that you've had your whole life. See it from the predator's perspective. See it from the innocent bystander's perspective. See it from the culpable onlooker's perspective, who could have done something but didn't. The person who wanted to do something but couldn't. The person who knew that they were doing something and did it anyway. Look at it from all of those perspectives to really understand what you've been missing all these years. Because that's what this is. You were put into this trapped position because your family didn't give you all the information, because they knew that if they lied to you or they betrayed you or if they kept you in the dark, that you wouldn't be able to clearly see the power that you hold. And that they would be able to benefit somehow. And I just feel like now that something is working out for y'all, there's just somebody who's in some type of distress. I just feel like something that people thought would never work out for you, or like they always wanted to deem you as the fuck up, is coming back around, okay? You're being celebrated somehow for your courage or your bravery. Possible outcome for Pisces in this situation: Ace of Swords, victory, truth, the Six of Wands. We saw it. You knew it. High Priestess. There's some type of victory and success here, but it's because you made a major sacrifice. Two of Swords. You don't see this victory coming. Oh my God. And then the Justice card. All these swords. Strong Libra energy for sure. Libra season could be very significant. This could be a court case. Something that maybe you didn't know about happening in Libra season that you're going to find out about very soon. There's 3 swords right here. These are the lies that could have been told that put you in a very precarious position. Okay, possibly even put your children in a precarious position. Now somebody want to come have a heart to heart. I feel like this is also a situation where if you can't see eye to eye with a person and y'all disagree, it's because you are right. Or you were right. And they can't accept it because it's something that triggers their pride and their ego. You don't see that you're about to have a victory. This could be spiritual court, legal court. Documents are being collected about someone who's very childish and delusional. Damn, Judgment. I said it earlier with the Judgment card. So did the tarot reading predict itself? Is that fucking me? That's crazy. That's fucking me up. Did the tarot reading predict itself? By having the Judgment card come out in this tarot card and then having the Judgment card show up at the end? That's why I tell y'all nothing is a coincidence. Even if it sounds like I'm fucking rambling, it's not a coincidence. I know the way spirit works in my life, and it's been proven throughout these readings in many different ways. So there's nothing else that I have to do to prove myself. I feel like a lot of you, there's nothing else that you need to do to prove yourself. You've already done it. And now judgment is being called either by God, source, universe, the Most High, creator, spirit, whoever you pray to, or by literally a judge. Look at that. Look at that. Justice and the fucking emperor. Justice and judgment. This is the outcome that is supposed to be occurring for everyone who's involved, because it is fair and balanced for everyone who's involved. And now the correspondents are going out to let people know what judgment has been made. what compromises need to be made. There could be some compromises that need to be made in order for you to honor this ruling. But I feel like overall it worked out the way it should, or it will work out the way it should. And more than likely it's going to work out in your favor, even if you don't see it right now. This is a victory. This is success. And I feel like you are about to find out what's been going on. You're about to receive some type of clarity where you have not had clarity before. Libra, Taurus, Aries, Scorpio, Pisces, Leo, Gemini. You're about to have like the level of clarity that you have not had before. And that's just what I feel. Because it's just a lot that I feel like was done to make it seem like, I don't know, this could even be somebody who was trying to take your kid away and say that you were very immature. I'm telling you, you guys, a lot of you guys have a lot of folks coming to you begging, pleading, groveling, wanting you to do something, wanting to apologize, wanting to act like they were always on your team, wanting to act like they're sorry now. And the test for you, because I'm going to let you know straight up, you could fuck yourself if you're not careful. The test for you is going to be, are you going to act in an enlightened way when all of this transpires? Or are you going to create more karma for yourself negatively by rubbing it in people's faces? It's okay to be confident. Spirit is not talking about like, don't be confident. You know, they're not telling you to dim your light or hide in a shadow or put yourself in a box or stay in the back of the room. No, they want you to be loud and proud, bitch. Point blank, period. But are you going to hold something over someone's head? Are you going to do all of the things to other people once they're found guilty that they did to you? And some of you are not capable of avoiding that karma. Because some of y'all are so cocky that you don't believe you can be touched. And when you think you're untouchable, everybody, repeat after me. That's when you get touched. When you think you're untouchable. And unfortunately, that has a negative connotation, because as soon as you think that, life is going well, a lot of times fucked up shit happens and tragedy touches us or trauma touches us when we're very innocent and pure. But some of you need to check yourself. Some of you understand what I'm saying, and you about to be set up. You about to be set up and sitting pretty, because you're not gonna, you refuse to go through any more karmic cycles because of these people. So a lot of y'all are very intelligent and you are not gonna fight. Look at that. As soon as I was trying to point to the King of Pentacles and my hand pulled out this Shadow Self card, which is another 11. Spirit is warning you against going too deep into your shadow, separation, and a new journey, right? You're being separated from bad influences or things that may trigger you into reverting back into your shadow so that you can fully embrace this new journey. But if you step out of the confines of spiritual protection that Spirit has created for you, then you're on your own. Go with the flow. Things are not what they seem. Somebody has some type of issues going on underneath the surface. Yeah, still waters run deep. There's definitely something going on underneath the surface. You may have to dive deeper or dig deeper into something to figure out what's really going on. Something may look more ominous and scary than what it is. Somebody could be trying to make something look more ominous and scary than what it is, right? So either this is a situation where somebody needs something from you and they're not telling you how bad it is, or this is a situation where someone, like, if they're not telling you how bad it is, it's like they could be trying to trick you into thinking that you will gain some type of benefit when really it's only them, right? If somebody could be exaggerating how bad something is, it's like they're trying to trick you into helping them when in reality they need to help themselves. Either way. So they're either minimizing it because they don't want you to know what's really going on, or they're maximizing it and exaggerating it because they want you to feel compelled to be involved. Either way, there's a secret here. Just go with the flow. You're going to find out that there's a lot going on underneath the surface, though. And things are not what they seem. And if you feel like it's gotten quiet, I feel like that's because you're about to find out what's actually been going on. So I hope that helped you guys. Y'all be sure to like and subscribe to continue to catch the vibe. If this reading helped you on a deep level, darling, please consider donating through PayPal, Venmo, or Zelle. I'm tired, y'all. Book your sessions if you want. Remember, this is our circle, booze. Love you, Pisces. Bye.